Hey gang, Josh here. One word for you. Bass. What you just heard came from the album Moonshadows by Alphonso Johnson, one of two full-length albums he released in 1976. And despite what you may think, this is a jazz album. To put that in some perspective, a lot of the jazz coming out in 1976 sounded a lot less like this. Or even this. And a whole lot more like this. Jazz purists are dying right now. But no, for real, most of the people who would tell you that they care about the purity of jazz are much older than me and no longer above ground. Let's have a moment of silence for them. By the time this album came out in 1976, we were already way deep into jazz fusion. 6 years earlier, Miles Davis had already gone electric with the iconic album Bitches Brew. And with that, the era of hard bop officially died. Don't shed any tears, gang. It did live a good and long life. I bet it's up there in heaven right now, jamming with the big G.O.D. Ramen. Jazz artists that thrived in this era did so by appealing to rock and disco audiences with more guitar and bass heavy arrangements, and by incorporating newly available synthesizers, and by getting way out there, my man, way. Alphonso Johnson got his start in a group called Weather Report. First appearing on their 1974 album Mysterious Traveler, which if you're a jazz fusion aficionado is considered a landmark album of the genre. But it's this 1976 solo album from Johnson that I think often gets overlooked by critics and fans. It's got a real vibe or groove or whatever, right from the get too. Side 1, track 1, Stump. To tell you the truth, jazz fusion is not a genre of music that I go out of my way to listen to very often. I'm pretty sure I bought this album initially just because I love the cover art, which is a real dangerous game to play with used records from the 1970s. But Alphonso really got his hooks in me with this album. Just check out this track. Alphonso himself is alive and well and still going strong today, touring with the group Jazz Is Dead, an instrumental cover band that reinterprets classic Grateful Dead songs in a jazzy way. Personally, I could not be less interested in that, but I am glad Zoe is still out there and doing his thing. Quick side note, gang, our friend Lee Rtienour of Friendship and Foreplay fame plays on this album, and I just don't know how to feel about that. I would appreciate your understanding during this difficult time.